Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm making another spread in my watercolor journal. I'm working in the Moleskine journal today and I wanted to use my Inktense blocks. And the reason is that I don't use them very much, and recently I played a lot with the Derwent Inktense pencils to create the first layer in my art journal. And these are, I would say, almost the same. I just have no idea about the color names. And I just want to try those out. And as I said, they look and work just like the pencils. Just here it's a bit easier to apply the color. If you want to see how I make the spread on the right side of my pages, I will have a link to this video in the end cards. And you also will find it in my art journal playlist. I'm working totally intuitively here regarding the color choices, as I don't have any swatch card of the blocks and I also don't have the names of them. I just grab them out and use them. The Inktense blocks are not really watercolors, they are inks, or more like an ink. They are very vibrant, you can see it here, and they also are not or can not be reactivated once they have been reactivated and dried. So of course, if you have a lot of pigment used and not everything is mixed with water, then you will be able to reactivate that pigment, but everything that is mixed with water on your paper will not reactivate like usual watercolors. I'm clipping my pages together so the paper does not buckle that much. I often get asked which brushes I'm using. I usually don't have any expensive brushes. I think it's not necessary. There are so many good watercolor brushes out there that are not expensive. I would not recommend buying a set from Amazon because they are usually just cheap brushes, except if you buy a well-known brand. But the brushes I am using are from the house brand of my online art supply store, and these are not expensive, but they have a really good quality, and the ones I'm using are without any animal hair. I really like the color combo. If I would use it next time, I would keep more white space in between the colored areas, but I think they are matching really beautiful. For more texture, I am going in with the Inktense pencils into the wet paint and just scribble some marks over the page. I try to use similar colors, of course. I also don't make only scribbly marks, I'm just sketching or drawing out some botanical elements. I try to keep my pencil marks very loose, and I get that by not using the pencil like if I would write something. I hold it more at the end and not in the same position as if I would write or draw something in detail. If you like these kind of pages, you maybe want to check out the Mixed Media Art Summit I'm part of in February. I will give you a link in the video description. And at the moment, I believe you can register with an early bird price. And I can't remember how many artists we are, but I believe we're around 40 artists that all make a mixed media lesson, and those will be posted each day of the month in February. I now will let this dry and then I will come back and finish the page. I wanted to add some stamping to the background to create some interest, and I'm using that lecture stamp from the Mixed Media Marks number 2 together with some black ink. It's a bit hard to stamp on that book because it's pretty bulky underneath. I also have added some tracing paper in between all my pages, as I often use some crayons to finish up a page, and then the crayon will transfer to the other side and the tracing paper protects the pages. I also have pulled out some of my collage papers because I wanted to use them on my page, and here I'm going through my stack to find some pieces that are matching the colors. That's what I really like about collages. You have the possibility to lay down your papers first and see if it looks good and if they fit, and then you can stick them down. Every now and then I have a view through my camera onto the page because this just makes a difference, and you can see better if something fits or if it doesn't. You can also use a mirror and look on your page, or you can look at it upside down. That also sometimes helps. I'm using a glue stick to adhere my papers. I'm using the Tombow glue stick. I believe it's not available in the US. I just want to mention, but you can use any glue stick that you have. I will now go in with the white Posca paint pen and make some marks. As this takes me a while, I will speed up the process a little bit. I'm creating a lot of tiny dots on a big area on my page. You will find a link to the blog post for this spread in the video description. There you can have a look at the close-up images. And as I think it's not enough of these white tiny dots, I will add some more on the bottom of my spread. I feel that makes everything look more cohesive. And here I'm making some dots with I believe I'm using the Inktense Watercolors, but maybe I just pick the paint or the color from the Inktense Blocks because that works exactly in the same way. To finish up my spread, I'm writing a sentiment and I'm using the Tombow Fudenosuke pen here. I can't remember if this is the softer one or the harder one. I believe it could be the harder one. And finally, I'm adding a little bit of texture with a sentiment stamp set just in these pinkish areas, and I've been using also a pink ink. I don't want it to stand out really intense. I just want to have a hint of it. And I messed up the white part above and I don't like it, so I just used the white Posca paint pen and paint over it. And this is my very last step. I'm adding just some watercolor splatters. That was my video for today. I hope you enjoyed it and I wish you a wonderful rest of the week. Bye!